Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to this new live card making with Vicky Papaiannou. Good morning.
Hi everyone, welcome. Hello Mar.
Hi Vicky, I'm very happy to be here with you and today tutorial about card making. So card lover, it's your day. Hoy vamos a jugar haciendo cartitas muy divertidas con Vicky Papaiannou. I am very happy, Vicky. But let me just announce that tomorrow, finally live. Not tomorrow, sorry. The 15 in 2 days, we will announce the new collection of Cristina Radovan. So please stay with us just today. En 2 días vamos a estrenar la colección de Cristina Radovan.
A gorgeous, gorgeous collection.
You see it? You see it?
Yes. Just beautiful. Yeah.
That's it.
Can't wait for Wednesday.
Yes, just today. Just today. So today we will play with cards, but I have something to announce. A big present for all our community, the word Stampers Worldwide. You know, and Ham is one of our friends in Stampers Worldwide, and she created this beautiful never-ending card. And we asked her to create some special never-ending card with the new Christmas collection by Stamperia, and she designed, I count 6 different never-ending cards. Yes, so today on our Facebook and our website www.stamperia.com, you will find a tutorial page, all the instruction how to make this beautiful card. So let me show the card. Here I have a picture. This is the infinity card that's moving and transforming is with the Christmas collection. Christmas greeting. So and one by one, I will post every day one in our website and on Facebook. So thank you, and I hope you are here. I ask her to. I invite her to be here. Let me see in the comment. Anyway, if you're here, please type in the comment because I want to say thank you because your never-ending cards from last year's still are one of the most liked and viewed posts on Stampers Worldwide. So people still appreciate it. So,
but they are very fun because they are interactive. You keep on opening and it never stops. So that's why it's so much fun. And the good thing is that with her instructions, you can recreate it again and again with any Stamperia collection, whatever you have on hand. So that's why it's so much fun.
Very nice. So, let's start together. Your desk is ready, Vicky. So vamos a empezar juntos. Cualquiera dudas, chicas, comentar. If you have any question, please type in the comment. Let's begin this tutorial, Vicky.
So I'm going to play a little bit with my ephemeras today, and I decided to show you how I like to create cards and how I play with the 2 ephemera packs that I have from my latest collection to create cards. Now, of course, I'm going to show you how, since today it's Monday, it's not about products, but it's not about the project, but it's more about the product. I'm going to show you more of a technique of how I like to think and put things together. So in my latest collection, Christmas Plus, I do have 2 ephemera packs. They do come like this, but I like to move them into boxes. And this way I'm able to look through them easier. Now there are plenty of designs on each one of the packs. One of the pack is called tickets. And of course, here you will find many different tickets in that vintage looking style. But at the same time, the colors, I made sure that they are very, very neutral. So you can use them with pretty much any collection. And I will show you what I mean. So I'm going through them and you can see how they look. And I'm going to show you why I designed them this way and how you can play with them to create multiple cards again and again. They are all going to look different, but I'm going to show you how you can follow the process and come up with tons of ideas. So here you will find many tickets, and the tickets are here for you so that you can create the foundation to create cluster to make it look more full. I will show you what I mean in a bit. Then this is one of the packs that I have. Yes, Omar, did you say something?
Yes, no, Els is here, so let me say.
Okay, perfect. Hi.
Today, the first one, I decided to pick one in the never-ending card one. Let me show the video and we come back again to the tutorial.
Yes.
It's here. I love it. I really love it. Very simple with instruction, of course. Very simple with instruction, and you will find step by step all the instruction, because Ant makes every single pictures of number 1, number 2, 3, 10, so one by one. Thank you again, and tomorrow another card, and the day after another card, and the day after another card. Let's start this adventure calendar with never-ending cards. Thank you so
much. Perfect.
And new paper are on the way. So yeah. So thank you so much. It's just a present. And not only for you, because during the marathon, ladies, these pizza box will arrive into your home. So please stay with us during the marathon. Sorry for the interruption.
Yes. And it's not very far away. It's already November.
30 November. Okay. Let's go again.
Okay, back to the ephemeras now. And now the second pack of the ephemeras that I came up with are called letters. And here you will find many frames, like these ones, smaller, bigger frames, as well as round ones. You will find ones that maybe you cannot see here, but there are windows, like that. And again, these are going to be perfect as your foundation to create clusters on top of them. And that's why I designed them. Again, they go with pretty much every collection. Now, you will also find letters here, apart from frames and windows, like these ones. And these are perfect for pretty much everything, again, for creating clusters. You can also find a couple of mailboxes. Again, this is called Christmas Plus, but it's not only for Christmas, as you can see the colors. Create slits here and add flowers, for example, coming out of the mailboxes, and you can come up with more ideas rather than just Christmas. So for today, I'm going to show you how I play with them and how I create clusters for cards. And let's start by creating cards so that I can teach you how I do it through projects, through real projects. So I'm going to start by creating my card bases, and I like to start my card bases by using a very simple cardstock, okay? So I'm going to make everything from scratch for you today. I'm going to cut out my paper, and this is the letter-sized paper, just a regular cardstock. I'm going to cut it in half. So this is 8.5, 5, excuse me, 5.5, yes. Then I end up with 2 pieces, which are identical. Well, this is your basic way of creating a standard card out of a letter cardstock. And then I'm going to, again, to core it in half. So that's 4.25. And since I end up with 2 cards, I'm going to make 2 cards for you. But at the end of the video today, of the live today, I'm going to show you many, many, many examples that I have already made and shared, so you can see exactly what I mean. I'm going to teach you how I do it, and then I'm going to show you even more examples. And hopefully by the end of this video, you will be able to make cards using these ones and any other collection that you have in no time. So let's say we have these 2 card bases. And let's work on the card. For the first of the card, the first card, I'm going to play with one of my previous collections so that I can show you that it can match any collection. So my last collection before Christmas Plus was Oh La La. And that's what I'm going to work with today. You can see the colors, although these are pale, more pastel colors with blues and pinks, they match lovely with the rest of the ephemeras. So let me put everything aside and bring what I have here. So From the Ephemera collection of my Olala collection, I picked these ones. And these again are the Ephemeras. So 3 flowers and a girl. And then from the new collection of these packs, yes, I picked one of the frames and a few of the tickets. Actually, I have a ticket and I have a couple of postal stamps. Now, I made sure that I picked ones that look like they are the same color, in the same color family. So these are green. And I picked greens because she is wearing a green shirt.
Sure. Yes.
Okay, so I'm trying to mix and match. And you will find in this pack that although the colors are kind of muted and neutral, you will find blues, you will find yellows, you will find greens. So everything is made and designed so that it matches with every collection. Then I am picking one of the frames, and this is perfect to tuck inside any ephemera that you have from other collections. So here, for example, I'm going to use the girl, and I can tuck her inside. Instantly, I have something to put on top of a card. That's why I designed all those windows. Another way that you can use it. Let's bring in those ephemeras so I can show you. You can add something on top of it. Give here, for example, one of the suitcases. Cut out a piece of a map from the pattern paper collection, from here.
From
there.
page.
Put it at the back. And again, you have something there. So this is made as a foundation, as your base, to stick everything on top or to tuck things inside, like this. All the windows on these ephemeras are designed so that they make your life easy when it comes to using other ephemeras from other collections. So I like to say that the Christmas Plus collection is actually a plus because it goes with everything else. I don't see it as a standalone product. I see it as something that complements every other collection in the Stamperia line. Now, of course, I don't want to have something like that. I want to make my card more interesting. So one thing that we can do to make cards interesting is to create clusters to make it look fuller so that the focal point pops even more. To do that, that's where the tickets come into play. So if you have the ephemera pack with the tickets, then you can pick up tickets and place them behind, like this, for example. This is going to give not only bulk into your composition, at the same time it's going to add a touch of color and some interest, visual interest there. Plus, you can stick everything one on top of the other with foam tape at the back so that you can create different layers. So that's exactly what I'm going to do today with all of them. And of course, I need something at the back. I don't like to keep it so plain. So let's bring the paper pad. And from the paper pad, let's bring one of the papers for the background. No, I like this one for the background. I usually like to play with the B sides. You know how we get the big design on the front and the back is always a background page? I like the background pages usually, and I play with them a lot. So now for this one, I'm going to cut it to size. And this card base that I have here is 4 1/4 by 5 1/2. So for this one, I'm going a little bit smaller, like 1/4 of an inch smaller. And this way, I will end up having a little border all around. So let me cut out at 4. And then here, let's cut at 5 1/4.
That's nice. So we will have.
Now, I'm always mentioning exactly what I'm the measuring, but the video is going to be available always on YouTube and on Facebook as Stamperia. So if you want to recreate the card or recreate something similar, you can always look at it again. So you see what I'm saying? When I stick it here, you will be able to see a little bit of a border. I find that this border always makes the card look more finished. It gives it a lovely look. Now, I'm going to bring in my dye ink pad. because I want to add a touch of vintage on the card. And for that, I'm going with coffee dye ink and my blending tool. I'm going to add a very soft blend on the edges. Wait, first let's do this. Let's bring in the scissors. And with my scissors, I'm going to go on the edges. Let's rough them up just to make them look more interesting. It's always nice when you're going with that vintage look to have that effect on the edges.
Mm-hmm.
Now, as I'm doing that, I'm going to let you all know that last week I had COVID. Well, I still have COVID. And I am recovering.
We are all a little bit sick, but okay.
And Omar also. Omar is also, yeah. And I was coughing, I had fever, I had zero energy. I couldn't do anything. I was so tired. Anyway, it was my first time having COVID, but thankfully
Really?
I'm better. Yes.
Really, first time.
For a few years, I thought that I'm one of those people who never catches COVID, but I was mistaken. Anyway, it was a rough week, but I'm feeling better now. I couldn't craft at all. This is my first time crafting for a week.
Okay.
Yeah.
So
my brain wasn't braining, as I usually say. I couldn't think of anything. Anyway, if you hear me coughing, I do have my water here, so I hope everything is going to go smoothly. Now I'm inking up the edges, and that's the beauty of using this blending tool. You never end up with those big splotches all around. No matter how much you add, it's going to be nice and smooth. Now again, look at it as a technique, not as a specific card. Use any pattern paper from any collection. Cut it smaller than the card. Stick it on top, leaving a little bit of a border. Okay, repeat the same steps by using the collections that you have. This is going to help you a lot. Now, I'm going to use some foam tape because I like dimension. And I'm going to stick that on top of my card. And I have a lovely background to start with. And I didn't do anything crazy here. Super simple, super easy. Just use the pattern paper. It's there for you. Not even using a stencil on top of it or stamping or anything. This is already gorgeous. It has some stains, it has some text. So no need to do anything, really. Then what I like to do is bring in one of my, let me bring one of my sponge dabbers. And hopefully we can find, let's say this is the brown one. And I'm going to ink up the edges of my ephemeras. Again, by inking up the edge of the ephemeras, you end up losing that white edge. It really is at a difference. It's a lovely detail, but it's not really necessary. However, if you are going for that vintage style, it really makes a difference if you do that.
Yeah, I'm agree. It's
now
not
this
look
one
at
also.
it as a print. Yeah, it looks like more real stuff, real object.
You can tear it off if you like, and you end up with two pieces. Also, if you are planning to stick something behind and you don't want to lose everything, you can just cut it in half and use it in two different areas. Okay, just keep that in mind. I have plenty of them, but if you want to make the most out of what you have, you can always cut out those ephemeras and use them in more than one places. I know this is boring, but I have to do it. Trust me, it makes a difference. And also it helps all the ephemeras come together nicely. It helps them pop against the background. And if you do that on cutouts, things that you fuzzy cut, like for example, if you fuzzy cut these images from the collectibles, then it really makes a difference because it kind of disguises this inking on the edges, disguises any mistakes that you do while fuzzy cutting. So you don't have to be perfect. All you have to do is to just ink up the edges at the end, and you are good to go. Now, if you have any questions, let me know. I'm happy to answer as I'm inking up.
Si tenéis dudas, chicas, en los comentarios. Valasia, έλαρε!
Valasia, τι κάνεις?
Tenemos Valasia from Greece, Cristina from Alicante, Spain, bienvenidas, Filomena, Italia, ciao, bella. Mira, cuánta gente. I love this vintage look. I also design my cards, yes.
And always remember to use your previous collections. I know we always get excited with the new collections, but trust me, you can mix and match what we come up with. So this is going to go here. And I like to have here coming outside of the frame so that it looks more interesting. If you want, you can have them like that, of course. But look, this makes it more interesting if she comes out of the window. Yeah. So now I need to stick her behind. So I have to chop her feet. She's not going to scream, trust me. Don't be afraid. Sometimes we need to make the ephemeras work for our project. And it's not bad to do that. Now, I'm not going to, remember, these are all adhesive, okay? You can peel them off and stick them down. I'm not going to do that, however, today, because I want to add dimension. If you want to add dimension, you don't want to stick everything laying flat on one another. That's why I'm using my foam tape. I have this big roll of foam tape that I keep on using again and again. So if you don't have one of these, you can use cardboard from your boxes. Just cut them out and stick them at the back to add dimension. That's what we all do usually. So now she's popping a little bit. At the same time, I don't want her to pop too much. Remember, this is a card. If I add too much bulk, then I will have to make a special envelope. If I can add dimension, but at the same time keep it quite flat, it's good. So now let's say I want to stick it here, and I want to add elements behind. However, I don't like the fact that this is the same color as this one. I want this to stand out a little bit. So let's bring this one, and let's try and find a different color. I like this because it's green, and it's going to match with the theme of my card. And you can kind of see my process here of how I create cards. The more you create cards, the easier it gets. But again, there is a there is a system to my madness. Trust me, I do things again and again. They look different, but the techniques are always the same.
Dude, when I use ink, everybody knows I work in a project because my fingers are brown. That's why Vicky bringing Stamperia these very useful brushes, finger brushes, to avoid this problem.
Very important to use the finger dabbers. Now, for this one, I'm going to peel it off.
Grants, I never have seen such giant roll of foam tape.
Yes.
Industrial one.
I got it on Amazon. So yes, there is one. It is very expensive though, but it lasts me forever. Since this is my job and I do a lot of crafting, I can justify it. But really, you can all use just cardboard from the box.
Please, ladies, just an advice. Don't make us laugh because otherwise we start to coughing. So please, no jokes at all.
No jokes. True.
It's terrible.
Okay, so I have my focal point. This is my focal point here. Let me make it nice and neat. I don't want to see any strange edges.
Benvenuta. Patrizia, benvenida.
And then let's see how we can make it. How to add dimension to make it fuller. Okay. I usually play a little bit with these things. I try to decide how everything looks better, and then I just go ahead and stick it down. Now, for this one, again, I'm going with a foam tape. For the because I want to add dimension. For the foam tape, I'm going to add it only at the center. This way, I'm not adding glue all the way to the edge, and since I'm going to create clusters, I need to make sure that the edges are empty so that I can tuck things underneath. And usually when I make cards like this one, I change my mind a lot. So I never really press very hard. I just lay them there. So they are really forgiving. If I need to, I can peel it off before I press it down. Now, for this one, I'm going flat. Come on. Sometimes it just doesn't want to peel off. That's when I lose my patience and I just go with glue. But no, I'm going to do it now. You know, it makes it difficult when you use this to ink up the edges because they become wet.
Yes.
If you peel them off without inking up the edges, it's always easier. So now this is going to add some visual texture at the background. It adds dimension. And again, you see here, I did tear it in half so that I can use it more times. Now, the technique you need to remember from this card is to use the frames and tuck things inside. That's the idea for this one. Use frames, use windows, and tuck things inside from the ephemeras or from the cutouts that you have from any collection. And then use the tickets underneath to add bulk behind. And I will show you later many cards that they are always the same technique, but they look so different just because I'm using different collections. Come on. You see, just because I didn't press very hard, I'm able to lift this a little bit. And then let's stick the last one. This is another green one.
Yes. Oh.
And then, of course, a few flowers. My plan is to make a second card. I think, yes, we're going to make it. I'm going to show you another technique with these ones.
Yes, but already in this card, we learned some very important technique about composition. So the frame that always help us to create movement. And I can go and you guide who is watching your card. So the frame and how to use the elements, the green elements. I mean, Vicky chose the green because they are perfectly together. So they do not have to become protagonists, but they have to help the protagonist, that is a girl in these cards, to pop up and make you say, oh my God, it's beautiful. All these items exactly in this order.
Yes. So you see, I'm not adding too many colors. I'm not overwhelming the card with too many colors. There is a little pop of color here, but mainly the colors are neutral. Now, what I need to do is to add, this is a card, so I always like to add a sentiment. Let's look at the pad and find out a sentiment that we can use. And I'm going to show you a few finishing touches that I like to do. So now we have pink here. Let's bring in a little bit of a pink down there since we don't have it. So I'm going to go with Inspire. And again, I'm going to cut it. I'll use a bigger scissor because it makes it easier for me with the bigger lines. And then I'm also going to use my scissors on the edges, just like we did with the perimeter. And this is going to give the same look and feel. Also, the finger dabber with a little bit of brown inking, just to give the same look and feel. And then on top of that, so we bring a little bit of that yellow down there. Now,
this is very important. Inking all the edges
of
give you the
pink, sorry. Of that pink. Yeah. Now this is the extra glue. I'm not going to use the extra glue because if I make a mess, this, although it is super, super gluey, it's going to leave a shine when it dries. But this, my mud glue, if I'm a little bit messy, it's not going to show. So now let's add a few finishing touches just to make it look more beautiful. And I'm going to bring in decorative chips. I didn't used to play with decorative chips on cards, but once I started, I cannot stop. I love them. And you know what? They are quite thin without adding too much bulk, but at the same time, they allow you to add layers. So the way I do it, just because it is very, very intricate design and I don't want to ruin it, I usually try and find all those tabs and I cut them out with my craft knife. And this way I'm able to make sure that I don't make a mess, because usually I tear them off as I try to take them out. So the idea is to add something down there. And remember, I do have dimension here, so I'm able to tuck things underneath. And this is these decorative chips are just thick paper, laser cut paper. So the mud glue is perfect for that. It's going to keep it nicely in place. And let's add something at the top. Maybe a couple of leaves. With the finishing touches, I can make a card that lasts 10 minutes or 15 minutes. I can make it go up to an hour. But anyway, these are the beautiful ones, the finishing touches, the little details that we always add.
Yes, it's a great tip using a knife to take out the most delicate one. Since they become so tiny and delicate, it's better to use cutting with some tools.
So always just try how they look and then glue them down. That's what I like to do. And for these ones, of course, you can use embossing on top of them. You can add like a touch of gold on top of them. You can color them with acrylic paints, with markers, with whatever. I like to use them neutral as they are now, because first of all, they match my design. So I find it's beautiful as it is. And then finishing touch. Let's bring in some of the contour liners. What color do we need here? Let's use gold. I'm just going to add a few dots. These dots are going to add kind of a whimsical look and feel. I'm going to scatter them around. And if you notice, I did add everything on a diagonal. So you see, I have a composition here that goes like that, which is always pleasing to the eye. And that's what I did with my dots. So it's a lovely card to send to anyone. You can write your message inside. And it's not as bulky as you think. It's going to fit nicely inside an envelope. I'm not going to do it now because I have the dots and they need to dry. These are going to take it about 10 minutes to dry because I have a few that they are quite thick. But look at the beauty of those ephemera since they are kind of shiny.
Yeah, it's very delicate and it catches the lights and beautiful, absolutely beautiful card. I'm agree with that. Always a beautiful card. Stupenda, Filomena.
So you see here we did combine the Christmas Plus ephemeras from my collection with Oh La La. Now I'm going to make a second card. And for that one, I decided to go with something more plain, but with Christmas. So now I'm going to use, I have everything that I need here. These are the 3 ephemeras from the Christmas Plus collection, from my collection, okay? One of the tickets, of the stamps, and then a couple of postal cards. Then I have these ones, a couple of leaves, flowers, these cute birds, absolutely love them. These are all from the Winter Valley collection, and these are ephemeras from the Winter Valley ephemera pack.
Mm-hmm.
And then I have this pattern paper, which I cut out from the All Around Christmas. But again, you can use any pattern paper that you like. This is going to go for the back, just like we did here. Again, remember, I'm going to repeat the same techniques, but I'm going to come up with completely different looks.
Yes, that's important. So we can learn the technique and apply it to all the collection. And it's very nice how to see how your ephemera matching really with any collection.
Anything,
the
yes.
Christmas, the preview, the vintage one.
So from this pattern paper, which is very neutral and I like it for the background, again I cut out, like we did for the first card, again I cut out a panel. Now remember, I did create my card base in the beginning. And again, we are going to do the same thing. I'm going to bring in my dye ink pad and I'm going to add a little bit of inking on the edges.
Mira, I'm going to translate in Spanish and Italian just the steps. Yes. Entonces, hemos aprendido algunos truquillos muy sencillos que por ejemplo, empezar con un papel blanco, un papel cartulina y poner algo encima que sea de un patrón plano, sencillo y un poquito más pequeño. Quindi, primo trucco, scegliere un fondo un pochino più piccolo da mettere sulla nostra card e fare i bordi tutti con lo stesso tono vintage. Ok.
Now again, if you don't want the vintage look, you don't have to ink up the edges. It really depends on what you want to do and with which collection you combine them, of course. Now this the Winter Valley and the All Around Christmas ones are such beautiful collections and you can combine them together, I find. The pattern paper is from one collection, the ephemeras are from the other collection, these are from my collection. I mean, I go ahead and combine everything all together. I don't stay with just one collection when it comes to Stamperia, and I will show you examples in a bit how I like to mix things up. Now, I'm going to stick this down just like we did previously. Again, adding a little bit of dimension. I haven't talked all week so much as I did today. So that looks like I'm better than I think because I don't cook as much as I thought. You know what? Before I stick it down, let's stick it down and see if it works. We'll do it later. Okay, I'm sticking it down, that's fine. Now, this time, instead of having a window and tucking things inside, I'm using my ephemeras as a base, as a foundation, so that I can build things on top of them. Now, I'm going to use them like so, or maybe like so. I like them this way. Again, adding dimension. I'm not peeling them off because I want to have the dimension.
Entonces vamos a crear una base. Antes era el marco, ahora estas letras. Y así poniéndole cinta sobre la cara por hacer un poquito de relieve.
And now this is brown because I want to keep everything neutral. Again, if you want a pop of color, you can pick any of the other ones that you will find here. So for example, I could definitely go with a green one. I wouldn't go with one of the blue ones, but there are plenty of them that you can use. So I'm just going to tuck this behind. So I have 3 elements. Having 3 elements at the background is always better. We usually go with odd numbers. Odd numbers are more pleasing to the eye. Don't ask me why, they just are. So let's embellish it a little bit. I'm going with for a Christmas card now, obviously. And again, these are from the Ephemera pack of the Winter Valley.
Well, the reason is because pair are stable. So it depends on what you want to obtain. Of course, 3 is a beautiful number. Absolutely beautiful number.
Yeah.
Love it.
Yeah. Now, also, when you are creating cards like these ones, you don't have to go with ephemeras as your focal points. You can definitely use the collectibles and fuzzy cut things if you like fuzzy cutting. But the beauty of the ephemeras is that they are quite thick. They are not as thick as the die cuts, and the die cuts are going to give you even more dimension. But for a card, it's they are not going to fit very well inside the envelope. But the ephemeras are perfect for cards. Now I want to add this here, but I don't want to cover up completely that beautiful stamp. And the bad thing is that I did use the adhesive here, so I cannot tuck it behind. Let's see if I can do it. That's why I usually go with glue only at the center. Yes, I can do it. I never press that much, so it is quite forgiving sometimes. Let me use
Divider who love fussy cutting, thinking that it's relaxing. Blush, so look, I don't like fussy cutting.
Yeah. One thing that you can do is to add glue only at the center. This is going to allow this to stick down, but at the same time, you will be able to tuck things underneath if you need to. So this one, for example, now, I can tuck it there if I want. No, I don't like it there. Maybe I like it here. Yes, I like it here better. This step of playing with the ephemeras and trying to decide where I want to use them really can take me half an hour. When I make my videos, it looks like I don't think like I just go ahead and stick things down, but trust me, I'm one of you. I can play with these details forever before I decide where everything goes.
Right, it's the funniest part.
Yeah, we are having fun now. The thing is, I always like to create easy projects that are simple to recreate. But at the same time, I want them to give a wow factor, like the recipient doesn't know how easy it was for me to do it. But at the same time, I want them to be, to have some balance in the composition. So this is a lovely finishing touch. Always when you add a human or an animal, it gives life to your composition. So look how beautiful this is. At the same time, it's very simple. It's just layering one on top of the other, little ephemeras. And again, these two were the foundation so that I could stick everything on top. Just because they are neutral, they match both the collections that I used here. Now let's play. Before we did add finishing touches by using the decorative chips. This time let's use rub-ons. So these are again from my latest collection, Christmas Plus, and this has beautiful golden details on top. So let's use some of them. I always use my scissors to cut out the element that I want to use. I usually go with a ball tool. This is an old Stamperia ball tool that I have. Turin, I think they call them. But you can definitely use the back of your pen, the back of your brush. Now this is going to stick beautifully because I haven't done any ink blending here. If you do ink blending, you need to make sure that before you apply the rub-on, the paper is completely dry. You can see here I end up with this beautiful detail.
Nice.
And it is gold. Now, since we are working on a diagonal again, I need to add something coming out from here so that we have kind of a balance. And also, I don't always use the whole design as it is. So here, for example, I don't want to use the red part. I want only to use the golden part. That's why I use my scissors, and I always use whatever I need to. Just because this design has red, it doesn't mean that I have to use the red as well. And always remember, you can layer those. You can add rub-ons upon rub-ons. That's what I'm going to do here. I want to have something going out that way. So this time I'm going to use those dots here because they match with the dots that I have here. And I am going to be able to add a little bit of that orange red up there as well. Again, in terms of a composition, it's going to help maintain kind of a balance.
Between us, Vicky, have you had a chance to look at the new items in the new Christina Radovan collection?
Not only I had a chance to look at them, but I was blessed to play with them. I have created projects, everything ready to go. But I have to wait until everything is out. I'm not spilling any beans now. I'm not going to say anything, but I'm going to say that it is a beautiful collection. You have all to stay tuned and don't miss Christina's reveal on Wednesday. I will be there cheering her. Oh, and you know, Omar, you know what we did with Farrell? With Farrell, we have organized a cruise. Yes. So we are going cruising. Yeah, it's going to be so much fun.
When? Where?
That's going to be on October next year, 2024. And we are going to Canada. Everything, all the details are on Farrell's and my Facebook page, as well as on our Instagram account. It's going to be such a fun cruise. We are doing Canada and New England.
That's very nice. October is very nice. Maybe I will come with you, ladies.
Yes. Make sure you come with us.
That's my dream, actually.
Yes. So I did add some details and look how beautiful it looks. You can always add more here if you like. I'm going to stop here for now. And since we do have the contour liner from before, let's use the one. No, let's use the iridescent one. I love the iridescent one. Again, I'm going to add a few dots here and there. They're going to look like snow. Some are smaller, some are bigger. And actually, I find that
the paper background is calling these dots. So please.
These dots always make it look so whimsical. I don't overdo it with the dots. I forgot to add a sentiment. Now I have to be super careful with the dots. Look at the dots, how they stand proud. I absolutely love them. Contour liner is amazing.
you see when you lift up all the items, they create natural shadows with the natural lights brings this card, even if it's quite flat, to life.
Yes, yes. So now we need to add the sentiment, but we need to be very careful not to touch the dots. Where
Yes.
is? Let me try and find where the All Christmas is and see if we can find a sentiment here. Are there any sentiments here? I don't know. At the end, maybe.
How ephemera sparkles. Yes, it's very, very, very delicate. Now Vicky's under the lights, but it's very, very delicate. I like it too.
Okay, let's go with Share the Joy. Let's go with Share the Joy. Where is my big scissors? And again, for this step, of course, you can use any of the stamps that you have and stamp the sentiment. You can even stamp it here. There is space on the little postcard. And of course, you can do that before you stick everything there. Now, I like my sentiments to be quite slim. That's why I'm cutting it way smaller. And again, I'm going to ink up the edges like I do. And since I have a cluster there, I usually don't like this to hang out like this here alone and sad. I like to tuck it together with other things. So probably I would go here with this one. So that it has company. It's not alone. Now, let me use a little bit of... Do we have time? Yes, we have time. Okay. Because I want to show you many examples. That's why I have them prepared here for you. So although it was Monday today, and it's about the product, we did talk about the ephemeras, but we ended up with a couple of projects. Why not?
That's the purpose, actually, to see how to use the product and in the actual project.
Yeah, 2 complete cards using completely different collections with my ephemeras. So let me tuck this behind here. And I have a Christmas card to send to you and another card.
Oh, so gorgeous, really delicate, perfect, with movement, clean, lovely, just lovely.
And now, give me a second to bring my examples because they fell under the table. Okay, I have everything here. So, everything that I'm going to show you now is already as a free tutorial on my YouTube channel. So if you like something, you can go ahead and look. There is a tutorial step by step, like I did them here. Okay, so don't freak out if you see something and you don't know how I did it.
Entonces tenemos tutoriales paso a paso de todas estas cartas, la carta de Vicky en el YouTube de Vicky. Así que no ponéis locas, lo podéis mirar en su YouTube.
Again, you will see I have the exact same principle as those 2 cards. Diagonal, an ephemera from another collection tucked inside my ephemeras. This is from my ephemera pack, the window. You will find I have the tickets behind, and there are tickets underneath here as well. So it's exactly the same design. And again, I have used, these are decorative chips, and that's it.
Beautiful.
Nothing new here. And you will find I have a contour liner as dots here. So that's exactly the same idea that I have here, but it looks completely different. And I have the ephemera as my base. Again, Same thing. This is my ephemera. I have a card at the back, card postal like we did here. I have the tickets at the back, and then on the front, I wanted to make this for Thanksgiving. I just used a stamp that I had with pumpkins. Same design. Again, you will see decorative chips at the back, some dots with the contour liner, always the same design. Then this. This is from the ephemera pack. Use a little bit of pattern paper at the back, create the diagonal. You see this is pattern paper again from the classic Christmas collection. Ephemera from the classic Christmas at the top. You see it's the same design. The ticket at the back, ticket at the back, ticket at the back, diagonal, decorative chips, and dots. And also a few of the rub-ons. So you see, I repeat the exact same thing again and again, but it looks different. I'm cheating all the time. So this time you can see this is a tag, but it could be a card. Again, same idea, diagonal. I have, this is the same ephemera that I used here. You see at the back? And then I used some pattern paper inside, classic Christmas ephemera on top, create clusters embellished with flowers and the tickets. You are done. Same idea, same design. Now this is a little bit different. I did use two of the frames from my ephemeras. And all you do is to take those frames on top of your pattern paper. And this is the pattern paper from the Winter Valley. You just place them on top of the pattern paper and cut it out. Super simple. I didn't do anything else. You place them on top of your card. Use a little bit of contour liner to bring that snow into life. And for the background, I didn't use for the background any pattern paper. You can definitely do that like we did here. All I did was use white cardstock and silver rub-ons from my collection, just to keep it more clean and simple, let's say.
Yes.
And then here's another one. This is a 6x6 card, but again, it follows the same composition. This time the diagonal is in this way. But again, I have the big tab frame, and I create clusters on the two diagonals. This is one of my ephemeras, and again, one of my ephemeras inside the mailbox. And these are all ephemeras from the classic Christmas collection. So again, I combine my ephemeras with classic Christmas, my ephemeras with Winter Valley, classic Christmas. This is completely neutral. And this,
yeah, absolutely. Match with every collection.
And of course, do the same with other things. It doesn't have to be on a card. It doesn't have to be on a tag. Here is the frame. And of course, I match this time with the Songs of the Sea. And again, here, the same idea, diagonal. I have my frame here, my window, ephemeras from that collection tucked inside. This is with winter blue.
This is Blue Land.
Blue Land, yes, not winter blue, Blue Land. So I have my mailbox with a few of the letters inside, decorated with a Blue Land ephemeras. You're good to go. Wow. And let me show you. This is endless. I mean, it's the same design again and again. That's what I'm trying to show you. So here again, it's the same. You see? Same technique. I just placed different ephemeras on top. And I think I have more examples. Yes, this is again my own frame. I use pattern paper from the Songs of the Sea. That's not like that. And this is the woodland. I'm trying to make sure that I don't show any. I don't show you anything from Christina's collection. Anyway, so this is from the woodland. Again, I create a cluster with my tabs, like this one. Here I use these two. Here I use these two, and then on top I add other ephemeras. So I think that I gave you tons of ideas on how you can recreate the same thing again and again just by using different collections. you will cheat. No one will ever know that you keep on using the same design again and again.
Absolutely, it was an important lesson today, how to create beautiful composition. This is what about compositions of cards, pages, and even bigger, because the rules are always the same, always works the same.
Always works, yes.
Yes.
And of course, you see the size is similar. So I go from this, which is A6, to this, which is 4.25 by 5.5, to this, which is a tag, and it's quite small. I wouldn't do the same thing on a bigger project for a bigger scale, but for smaller projects like cards and smaller mixed media projects, is perfect because the ephemeras are designed for this type of clusters.
Oh, yeah, I need vacation. So here, lots of good, beautiful comments coming here for Vicky. It was an amazing day today. Please watch this live, always available on our social media. And as we announced at the beginning, now the never-ending cards are available on our social media and in the Stamperia page, the .com. From us, thank you so much. You have all the instructions to make this card, and more are coming one day by day. Oh. Thank you so much, Vicky, for this important lesson today. It was a pleasure. Okay. some Christmas spirits about Christmas spirits marathon, November 30th. Stay with us from morning to night. So wherever you are from Australia, from Africa, from North America, please stay with us. Facebook and internet will be live all together with all the Stamperia friends and teacher. We will have here Farrell and Donatella, Valasia, Sara, all the Vicky, of course, Sara. Okay, so
Paco,
all together.
Everyone.
Paco, ay, Paquito el guapo, Muy bien, todos. And today in November 15, so just in 2 days, we will announce the new collection. Entonces, en 2 días vamos a anunciar la nueva colección de Cristina Alemán, que es maravillosa. Muy bien. Ahora, I give a big kiss. Now it's time for a hot tea, maybe with some lemon and honey to relax.
And we use honey inside.
Yes, me too. I love it. I don't like sugar, but honey, yes, with lemon, it's really good. So stay safe and see you in 2 days. Live. This is another one new collection. Let me play a video of your beautiful contour line that is here. Yeah, contour line. Yes, well, yes. Ciao. Thank you, Vicky.
Bye. Thank you, everyone. Bye. Introducing the new contour liners. Add shine and dimension on every project. The fine tip applicator is easy to use and allows for very detailed work. Use our contour liners to create dots that look like pearls, outline images, or just create borders and doodles. You can have thicker or thinner lines depending on how much pressure you apply. Use a ruler if you want to have a completely straight line, or create fun patterns like this lace, for example. You can also dilute the product with water, create splatters that they dry super shiny. Add that extra touch of dimension and shine on your ephemeras as well as your cutouts. Take advantage of the different colors available. Give life to your flat cutouts by turning them into dimensional elements. The new Stamperia contour liners are available in 4 colors: gold, old gold, iridescent and white.